How do we learn to manage our things better? Hey, I love to tell you about my best friend Jesus. Jesus didn't just tell us to sit down here on earth while he's up in heaven and just sit there and wait for him to come again. He actually made us cooperative managers in what he's doing here on earth until he comes back. It's called stewardship. It has the idea of management. But we don't manage things just with our own wisdom or we'd mess it up. He gave us certain principles on how to manage things for his honor and glory. There are 4 basic areas he has invited us to manage for him. First is relationships. It's very clear in the Bible that all of our relationships should be characterized by purity and forgiveness. That we need to see every person as a child of God in need of a Savior, needing encouragement. And that when people wrong us, as evil as they may have been, we turn that over to God to deal with, and we ask that the same forgiveness that he can give to us, that we in turn can pass on to other people. And then we try to show kindness in our relationships. So we manage our relationships for Jesus' honor and glory with his help. Second area he invites us to manage for his honor and glory, to cooperate with him, is our time. And he's told us that the Sabbath is a way of showing that we trust him, that we will trust him to take care of us, and we will honor him and keep it holy. And then he gives us other time, the other 6 days of the week, to live for him, to spend time with him each day in Bible study and prayer, fellowship, service, doing our work, doing our job, getting our employment, letting our light shine wherever we're at. And so he wants us to manage time for his honor and glory so he can give us eternity. And then he wants us to manage money in a way that's pleasing to him. Now this is where it gets sensitive. I've had people say, don't start talking about money yet. I saw a little cartoon of a guy being baptized going under the water, but he's holding his wallet up out of the water because he didn't want that to be baptized. But how did Jesus tell us to manage money? He said all of the gold and silver is his, the cattle on 1,000 hills, and that we can test him in this area, and that we can bring tithe into the storehouse and give offerings of gratitude. Now, how does that work? Tithe is a very special thing in the Bible. It's very clear. It's 10% of our income. It's not any 10%. It's the first 10%. And it's not that we can give it anywhere that we please. It's that it needs to be released to pay for God's workers, Jesus' workers all over the world. So we release the tithe to the World Tithe Fund for Jesus and his workers around the world. As more people are faithful in returning tithe, more workers can be paid around the world to get things going in the harvest. And then offerings. Offerings are to show our love for God. We decide how much we want to give, where we want to give, where we see the need the greatest. We don't want to leave out our local church where we are very involved, but God may show us other needs as well. And so that's how we manage those parts, tithe and then offerings of gratitude. Then we need to save so we cannot be dependent on others in a crisis if possible. And then we have our spending money, and we try to avoid debt the best way we can and get out of debt as fast as we can. And then the fourth area that God has given us to manage for him is our mind and our body. We need to only put things in that will help us have a clear mind and a healthy body so we can use our creativity for his honor and glory. Aren't you glad that Jesus gave us a chance to cooperate with him in managing things until he comes back? Who do you want to tell about some of the things you just learned? Who can you share something with that might bless them? Go for it now.